Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Juggernaut.
Beatz. Arkatech.
Juggernaut of Arkatech Beatz, man. Welcome to the Music Review Live series. Shout out to my partner, Mike Tramadee. Yeah. If it's your first time here, make sure you like, commenting, and subscribing. We get on mostly at night. Try to do these live streams, listening to people's music. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. We all streaming on all platforms. If it's your first time here, we are responsible for producing for your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Big Pun, Prodigy, Lamar D, Nas, Raekwon the Chef, French Montana, Max B, and more. Let's go. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. Born Ready, thank you for your gift. Big Chris, I'll see you. What up? Gemini, what up? We're getting ready to do these live music reviews, man. Make sure y'all jumping in. Submitting those songs, man. Let's go. Listening to everything, every genre. explain that? Search on Instagram during my live stream. Shout out everybody jumping into the live. Fighting a good fight. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. We're about to get started shortly on this. So listen to some music. If you haven't already, set up to submit your record. So make sure you submit your record for me to listen to. You know, we're listening to beats, we're listening to songs, we're listening to everything. Make sure y'all are jumping on Sound Surge. The charts are live. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
Make sure y'all are submitting your songs. Using new discovery system, Sound Surge. Villain, what up? Oldie but goodie, right? But can you guess what this one is for today? Can you guess who it's for today? Who's in my sphere who you think might have this record? Let's go. Shout out Max B. French Montana. Tupac song, man. It's a sample that Tupac used. You followed? Jazz, what up? Song's like 30 years old since he used it, man. Come on now. You gotta get redone sometime. Let's go. Above the rim type shit, man. Come on. Let's go. This sample is like older than half a TikTok. Shout out everybody jumping into the live. You know the key of sample-based producers is to make the oldies and goodies back to news and goodies. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody jumping in the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
Man, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how time flies, man. We listening to joints. We about to jump into this joint, man. If folks is not ready to If folks haven't already submitted, make sure y'all submit your records. Just these sessions are being powered by Sound Surge. Make sure that y'all are understanding what Sound Surge is. It's a new discovery platform for independent artists and producers. You know, if your music is already released, if you're a producer that has music already released on DSPs like instrumental albums, etc., you can submit your music. If you're an independent artist, you can submit your music. Basically, it works like an upvote system. It works in a way where folks can submit their music. If people like it, they listen to it. They can upvote it. They can comment. They can subscribe. They can share. They can gift you. They can send you basically credits which you can turn into money. And then at the same time, your music can basically get traffic to your DSPs. That counts for real royalties, folks. Real traction, real algorithmic playlist ads, real algorithmic saves. Don't say I didn't tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Make sure that you're signing up on this thing. It's free right now. There are some promotional credits that are being used for boosting of their chart positions. So just making sure that folks are using this thing, man. It's definitely going to be the next thing that I think everybody should be jumping on. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. I got a few records that I'm going to be listening to. Let's see what we got here. Did I listen to this? Yeah, I listened to this last night. Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to jump into a couple of beats. You know what I'm saying? If folks are trying to submit, make sure you're submitting to the links that you can submit to. Either on the Sound Surge side or the Nero side. On the Nero side, we're almost at 1,800 submissions. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So let's go. All I see is black by 44 beats. 44 hertz.
I could tell you that I love you, but it just wouldn't be the same. Tons of broken mindsets in the town because the times have changed. You used to be an angel. Now it's your fucking halo.
44 hertz, man. I know you submitted this joint a while ago. You know, like this is submission number 812. This record is overloading, bad. Kind of making it very hard to listen to. The Coolest, what up? And it sounds like it could be musically okay. It just sounds like it's not mixed properly. You know what I mean? Just has a certain type of sound to it. I know guys are trying to get things to be, you know, kind of on a stadium vibe, trying to get things to be a little bit bigger than life, etc. But there's like a fine balance to it, man. Like trying to get things loud as possible without getting digital noise and distortion. It's a very, very thin line in terms of getting that maximum headroom, you know, and getting all the way there. You definitely want to make sure that you're not like overloading, bro. Like you can make it so your music can be like it could translate across systems. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes folks think that, okay, I want to aim for only to be played on certain types of systems, but you have to realize that most of the music can be consumed. You have to try to make sure that it translates all the way through. So it's important for us to make sure that our mixes are really translating and making sure that we're using the right types of monitors, the right types of gear to ensure that we're not like making music that's going to be like totally like inaudible, you know, sort of a way, you know, can't really listen to this thing like the way we want to. Like we can't really enjoy the instrumentation and the production that is on here. Because all I'm hearing is digital noise.
All I see is black, no color, no shame. And what's your problem today? I wish he was the one, but sadly that was my worst mistake. You left me broken, deceived me, left me shattered in pieces.
it's kind of like a record that got part of a hook on it, which is probably like a concept record. And look, if you're going to do that, to pitch it, 'cause I know some guys like to pitch records with hooks, you just make sure you set up your record accurately, right? Make sure that it's formatted in a way that people can be clear in terms of where the hooks are really supposed to be, where the verses are, and make sure that those things are structured correctly so that, honestly, whoever you're pitching it to just needs to kind of like just drop their verses in, right? We want to make those spaces very clear where those are going to be, right? We want to make sure that the bars are counted out the right way, and if we're going to present a record in that fashion, we want to make sure that we're doing it accurately, man. Sometimes those are the easiest records to place, records with good hooks. Sometimes guys don't want to deal with the whole issue of hooks, but the other issue with the hooks now, people are a lot more privy to it, is the publishing, right? So a lot of guys don't want to deal with the publishing aspect of it. So how do you skip the queue? Just follow the prompts. It'll show you what to do. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. Yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, this is just mixed bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have a decent vibe to it, but it's just got a really bad mix. You got to get somebody in there that's gonna help you to get that song, where it needs to be, so that people can kind of figure it out. Can listen to it the way it needs to be listened to. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. That was 44 hertz. All I see is black. This is P4M. This is by Ish Collaborator. Let's see what this sounds like.
Praise, yeah. Send them to the Reaper, yeah. Know what the fuck going on, nigga.
My dog a vulture, but he'll never switch or change on me. These niggas hating on me, cause I walk around with bank on me. What you know about having so much cash, they put a case on you. These niggas broke as fuck, they gotta sit around wait for it. Yeah, my mom know I take risks, she sit around and pray for me. Next nigga play with this shit, finna pay for it. Fell in love with 4-5G and 5 like this ain't a toy. Me and my dog in the crib, ready for a nigga to kick a door.
Go
My
see
dog
what up.
vulture, but it never switch or change on me. These niggas that change on you for a piece of change on me. These niggas that die lying, no they ain't got bank on me. I'm popping shit for real, these niggas got caught, they big homies. Better leave that shit to the head office, nigga, you ain't chosen. Heard my dog almost got shot, nigga, I almost went Ted Bundy. Yeah. Man, them niggas just broke as fuck, them niggas ain't really real soldiers. My niggas a slide black truck, hop out, you ain't even know that. My dog a natural with that Glock, he said he just need coaching. I wake up to a bad bitch every morning, drinking Saratoga.
Yeah, I do, nigga. I wake up to a bad bitch every morning drinking Saratoga. These niggas ain't really getting money.
So, shout out to Ish Caliber, man. It's like he got a record here that I think kind of like, I feel like it has like good potential in terms of where the beat is at and where his voice is at and the way that he's kind of rapping on it. I think that it has like a good level of potential, right? The issue that you keep falling into, and this is like me, like a broken record. I think if you take all of my takes and be like, my God, he keeps saying this thing, we got to say it till it sticks. It's the hooks. Like, you guys records are not got no hooks. I don't understand how you're making records with no hooks in 2026. Like, I just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? You find me a top charting record. You find me a record that's a classic record. You find me a record that's playing at the barbecue. You find me a record that's playing at the roller rink, at the arcade, that don't got hooks. You show it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, those things are damn near non-existent. You follow? So, you got to do that with your music. You guys got to be able to institute hooks into your songwriting acumen. You just can't just have the beat going with a vibe, and then you rapping, and then you just kind of letting it just kind of breathe with just space in between with nothing going on it. Like, we just can't have it that way. Like, and granted, you know, it's a decent beat. You know? And you got a decent voice too, you know what I'm saying?
My dog a vulture, but he'll never switch a change on me. These niggas hating on me cause I walk around with bank on me. What you know about having so much cash, they put a case on you. These niggas broke as fuck, they gotta sit around and wait for it. Yeah, my mom know I take risks, she sit around and pray for me. Next nigga play with this shit, finna pay for it. Fell in love with 4-5G and 5 Glock, this ain't a...
Yeah, like, it's like he definitely has something that he can work with, man. He just has to, we have to get that songwriting down, man, so it can actually pop the way it needs to pop. But shout out to Ish Caliber, man, for submitting that, man. Appreciate that submission, so I can listen to those joints. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. For my producers in the building, make sure that you guys are checking out some of these artists. For those who are not part of my my producer group, please make sure that you're joining into my producer group, and that's myschool.com/Future Producer Society. Make sure you're jumping into that, where my guys are doing the things that they got to do. If you haven't already seen it, you know what I'm saying, this is a community. You know what I'm saying? They got my folks in this Future Producer Society. Here you can kind of learn everything from music production and everything in between. So music production, song registration, split sheets, music copyright, forming your music company, everything in between, man. You know, we're trying to get everybody to learn everything that they can learn in this business. And I'm basically teaching it from the ground up. You know, it's a new community. Make sure that you're jumping in, right? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. That was P4M, right? That by Ish Caliber. We're going to jump into this next joint. Where you loaded it up at, Villain J? You doing it at Nero? Or you doing it at Sound Surge? Let me know, Villain J. Available, man. Where you from? Try this link for me, then. Put it in the chat. Try the Nero link. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. Are you uploading the MP3 or uploading the link? You should take that. You should take that without a problem. But like I said, try the Nero link. See if that works better for you. Produce Homeboy plus Nature. Let's listen to this record by Homeboy. shout out to Homeboy on this one, man. This joint got like one of the like a really hard drums going on this joint, man. It just has like, it just doesn't have like the song structure that I would particularly like. You know what I'm saying? Where I would like things to kind of repeat themselves. This is just kind of, it's kind of just vibing through it, kind of doing whatever it needs to do in terms of like different instruments going in and out. And that's cool, I guess, on the vibe level. But for like a song to be submitted or to be made from a beat like this, we would have to definitely make sure that we're like, we'd have to definitely make sure that we're structuring the record in a certain type of way so that certain things repeat over and over again so that it can have a little bit more of a song feel. But I like the way this beat sounds. I like the instruments. I like where everything is kind of sitting in the track. Like how that part right there needed to be longer to make sure it was a hook. Let's go. Kick is crazy right now. Like one of those joints, man. Like it's tough. Like you take a record like this, right? We say we fix it up and we structure it the right way, and then we shoot that to somebody like a Tory Lanez. You know how crazy he go on some shit like this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a record like this needs like a superior songwriter like a Tory Lanez. You send that to somebody like that. He crushed this shit. Saying vintage Meek Mill would crush it too. Like, don't sleep now, you know what I mean? Ross need one of these. That shit hard. That shit tough. That hook coming right there. Only go 4 bars. I should need to go for 8 bars. Where you at, bro? Come on. You can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta have the 8-bar hook. I need 8 bars. Who said trap music is dead, man? Not entirely. Man, listen, that joint ready to go, bro. Low key, I'm ready to go. That can go right now. You know what I'm saying? That can go. Like, listen, man. Listen, man. You gotta. Folks gotta understand, man. Like, it's like, once you kind of get the understanding of where them drums gotta sit, bro. Like, you gotta just know where the drums gotta sit. You gotta know where kind of like, once you kind of get the idea where the drums are sitting, kind of get an idea of where like those sounds are sitting. Cause you see like how everything is just kind of really cohesive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those sounds are really subdued. The changes come in very subtly. Like once you kind of understand those dynamics, like then we kind of understand like it's time for you ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Jamaican vlogger. Shout out to you, George, jumping into the live. Shout out everybody jumping into the live here. Shout out to everybody jumping in. We're getting ready to get busy with this here. This joint is called Kangaroo Orphan by Curse Nines. This is submission number 816. 816, Kaz. Man, we listen 800 records? That's crazy.
Street lights blinking a lonely glow. Another night out in the city, I know. My heart beats a rhythm a little bit slow for a kangaroo orphan. Where do they go?
Folks really be out here on these folks really be out on the AI, right? Kangaroo Orphan. Now I can understand why folks are like, you know, they're gunning to put a lot of these records or relegate. While folks are really gunning to put a lot of these songs, they're trying to relegate these songs to like to different types of playlists, man, and different types of charts. They don't want these songs to be there. Okay. Yeah, it's wild and crazy. Thank you for submitting them, man. Curse Nines. Kangaroo Orphan. This joint is called On Me by who? Who's this by? Is that Logan? Folks been watching Wolverine. Let's go. Let's listen to it.
Fuck all of that shit, bro. If you're getting you know your worth out here. When we have it all, that's when everybody's gonna come back around, bro. All the chicks, all the fake people, all this, all that I miss you, all this, bro. It's like you can't let that affect you from your greatness and your destiny. Do you know what I mean? Because everything is written already, bro.
Wake up every morning, talk to God and pray we make it. Came out from the muddy's only struggle that has made me. Don't know why, but things ain't been working out for me lately. Can't procrastinate, just gotta go out and get it. Shit, then what's the motto? Put numbers together like we're trying to hit the lotto. Cause right now if they ask me how I'm feeling, tell them so-so. But I know I got the mojo. Lifestyle brazy, but I keep it on the low-low. Blood, sweat, tears to the seat though. They say they fucking with you, do they really know? They say that it's forever, but they come and go. I can't change anything that I could never control. Tryna make shit sweet for the family though. I'm gonna take him out the God, that's what's in my bro. Even if it takes me forever, I'll shower you and go. I'm gonna give you one until the day I go. I'll always be by your side. You can put it all on me. When you're feeling down like you're running out of time, you can lay it out on me. Even when we don't make sense, I'm right there with you. For a season, I had to tip the scales like a Libra. Turn it black and white like a zebra. Pick and choose how we posted on this side. If you fucking with me, then you gotta decide. No space in my circle on the inside. If you know me, then you know I got it. I sweat tears to the seat though. They say they fucking with you, do they really know? They say that it's forever, but they come and go. I can't change anything that I could never control. Tryna make shit sweet for the family though. I'm gonna take them all to God, that's what's in my bro. Even if it takes me forever, I'll shower you and go. I'm gonna give you one until the day I go. I'll always be by your side. You can put it all on me. When you're feeling down like you're running out of time.
out to Logan on this one, man. This man. He submitted this. This is 817 in my queue, and he based out of London. This is one of them ones. This is, definitely you can hear this joint. My producers, please make sure y'all are jumping on this cat. Pause. You can clearly see the production value here. The mix is good, the beat is good, flow is impeccable, hook is strong.
Walk all of that shit, bro. Forgetting, know your worth out here. When we have it all, that's when everybody's gonna come back around, bro. All the chicks, all the fake people, all this, all that, all that I miss you, all this, bro.
Right there.
It's like, you can't let that affect you from your greatness and your destiny. Do you know what I mean? Because everything is written already, bro.
Wake up every morning, talk to God and pray we make it. Came out from the muddy's only struggle that has made me.
So, like, you guys know that I'm a very strong advocate for basically starting the record with the hook. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have a hook. When a hook is as strong as this one is. When you got a hook that's this strong, like you want to start the record off with it. You know what I mean? Like, lean into it. Like, you guys got to realize, it's like, if you have a hook that has the potential of being a really, really big hook, has the potential of being maybe even a crossover hook, right? Big hook. If it's a big hook, you got to set your song off with the big hook. You can't lean into the verse and try to build your way up to it. Not now. Like, now it's not the time to do that. Like, this may have been something that you could have did 10 years ago. You can't do that now, right? The social media aspect of it, the content creation aspect of it is taken well over this whole thing. Algorithms have taken over this thing in such a way that you have to find a way now to make your music fit within the constraints or the construct of the algorithm. And you have to make sure that your songs are being positioned in a way that, aren't penalized by the algorithm. And when I say that, is because if your song isn't starting fast enough and people tend to swipe away or not listen to the first, portions of your record, then you do get penalized by the algorithm. So you have to find a way to create a record that makes sure that it has a very, very strong introductory hook and that it occurs very quickly. If it's not occurring as fast as it needs to, then you take the risk of being swiped away from. And for every time a person swipes away, right, you got to realize that on two different levels. If a person doesn't make it to 30 seconds, you can't get a royalty out of your streaming DSP. That's the first issue. The second issue is that when people swipe away too early, it signals to the algorithm that no one is interested in what you're delivering. This is just how it works. So whenever you do have a strong hook and it gets people to listen past a certain threshold, because remember, the hook is the strongest part of the song. So folks are introduced to the strongest portion of the song first. It gives you the best chance of a person listening longer through the record. It gives you a better chance of it being recommended algorithmically, right? Because basically what we've done is we've hooked them in for the first 35 to 40 seconds. Once we tend to do that, then the algorithm tends to work more towards your favor. And if you guys notice this here, the production value on this video, the fact that he has the lyrics on the screen, this has been released 2 years ago and looks like organically it's garnered almost 6,000 views. And what that leads me to believe is that this probably wasn't promoted as it needed to be, right? For a record that has this type of quality, and for a video to have this type of quality, it feels like to me that it may not have been promoted the way that it needed to be promoted. And we said, well, Jug, what can you do to promote it? You're supposed to take this song, and this song is supposed to be chopped up into micro content. 7, 15, 20, 25, 30-second clips, 45-second clips, 50-second clips, 58-second clips. We're supposed to chop the dog shit out of this. And then we're supposed to keep posting it for weeks on end, right? Until something catches. And we keep cutting it up, and we keep posting it until something catches. And I think what you'll find to happen is that the algorithm will give you something where it may take the strongest part of this record, and it may make it run for, your first 5,000-10,000 views really quickly. And then you start realizing that you'll have a certain piece of traction for a certain piece of content for it at a certain time. The content out of that cut up, whatever performs the highest, that's what you put some money behind, and you have that running in the background through maybe like Instagram or Facebook ads.
Know why, but things ain't been working out for me lately. Can't procrastinate, just gotta go out and get it. Shit, then what's the motto? Put numbers together like we're trying to hit the lotto. Cause right now, if they ask me how I'm feeling, tell them so. But I know I got the mojo. Lifestyle crazy, but I keep it on the low low. Blood, sweat, tears to the seat though. They say they fuck you with you to the video. They say that it's forever, but they come and go. I can't change anything that I could never control. Tryna make shit sweet for the family though. I'm gonna take a mother God, that's what to my bro.
Yo, but ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Really ready to go. This one should have been able to cook. You know what I'm saying with bringing the hook to the front. You know, that probably would have worked a little bit more to our benefit. But for the most part, bro, he was cooking with this one here, man. So this was a good look, man. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live stream, man. Shout out to Logan on this one called On Me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was cooking. You know what I'm saying? You know, definitely somebody we need to follow on this one again too, man. These are diamonds in the rough, Cass. A lot of these guys may not even realize that, you know, they diamonds in the rough, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're listening to that song cadence like you're supposed to, if you're listening to it, you can clearly see that he's skilled. You can hear that talent, right, by the way that it's sitting on the music. And he's from London, right? So he's in London, right? You know, you notice how sometimes when we have the joints that are coming through from overseas, they don't sound like that flow-wise. Tell me I'm lying. Them joints don't be sounding like that. You know what I mean? So, shout out to him for jumping into that, man. We're gonna have to find that cat and see how it sounds and get that going. What's this joint called? Get Back by Mr. Talk of New York.
Heads up! Yeah. Get back. I ain't got time. It's the last time. Yeah, I peep game from a distance, no reaction. Busy in the studio, writing and relaxing. Words don't match what you show through your actions. I was giving you the real, you was moving with distractions. Yeah, late nights, I was building on a vision. You was grifting, I was hoping you would listen. Now it's clear, I was playing my position. Now I'm speeding in the Rover, and yeah, I'm drifting. Get back, I ain't got time.
I know you fucking lying.
Get back, this is the last time. Yeah, look, I peep game from a distance, no reaction. Busy in the studio, writing and relaxing. Words don't match what you show through your actions. I was giving you the real, you was moving with distractions. Late nights, I was building on a vision. You was grifting, I was hoping you would listen. Now it's clear, I was playing my position. Now I'm speeding in the Rover, yeah, I'm drifting, yeah. Get back, I ain't got time. Get back, this is the last time. Yeah. I don't trip, I just charge it to the game. People show their colors when it's pressure in the frame. I was riding with you heavy, you was playing it the same. Now I'm solo with the vision, I ain't saying no names. Too many chances, I was giving out grace. You was testing every limit, I was keeping my faith. Now it's distance every time I see your face. Cause respect lost value when you stepped out of place. Get back. I ain't got time. I ain't got time. This is the last time. Yeah. I don't hate. I just move different now. Let's talk more action. I'm consistent now. Used to carry dead weight.
There's a large chance, Jamaica Ave blogger. There's a large chance that this is AI generated. Like if you've been here in the live a little bit, there are certain things the way that they sound. That you'll be able to kind of tell that most likely it's AI. A lot of it is the way that production might be a little bit, you know, like you said, to where it may be. But, you know, also, you know, you have to listen to the precision of the vocal performance. Most times if you're listening to the precision of the vocal performance, you can kind of, you know, you can almost hear that it has no, you know what I'm saying? When you listen to it, you can basically see like you can hear how the beat is going, and then you can kind of hear like how the vocal performance is running. Like a lot of times when the vocal performance kind of seems too perfect, that's like a clear AI sound indicator. You know what I mean? Like that's like the indication that it's maybe AI. And then there is that bass. There's that bass sound. And if you listen to enough AI generated music, you'll hear it.
Had to put it down. Now I'm light on my feet when I'm moving through the town. Yeah, it's called.
And there's a fidelity thing there as well.
The mess is still loud. I ain't arguing no more. I just step out the crowd. You can keep all the noise, all the fake, all the doubt. I just keep it pushing, took the realest route. I ain't talking no more. It's the talk of New
when you
York.
hear it, when the song ends,
I ain't
it'll
got
just chop
time
off.
and I need you to get back, get back. Get back, get back. I ain't got time. I ain't got time. Get back. This is the last time.
Talk of New York, y'all.
Yeah, it cuts off abruptly. So that's also like an indicator of AI. So for those who are listening, you'll know those AI cues. Again, man, like, you know, I'm not knocking it. I just always tell folks that if you're going to use the AI, make sure that you're producing it the way it needs to be produced. Taking the elements of it, reworking them, programming it properly, arranging it properly, using good song structure. I'm not here to really bash that. You know, I just want people to use it, you know, to the fullest and not really be lazy about it. You know what I mean? Because it can cause you to get a little lazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's like you hear these records that come out of here, and you say to yourself, these records sound so good as they are, and people are just putting them out, and it's flooding the market. They're saying basically damn near 100,000 songs almost a day. You know, like it's flooding the market in a way. So the labels are trying to find a way to throttle it because they don't want it to impact their pool of royalties. So they're trying to get those records to be relegated to different types of charts. The labels are working behind the scenes to get these records, you know, away from their charts. You know what I'm saying? They don't want it to mess with their infrastructure, so they want it away from their royalty pools as fast and as hard as possible, which I guess is a smart thing to protect the writers, but they're not really protecting us. They're protecting themselves. And then they'll come up with all types of things to say that this is the way that it should be without really talking to the creators, right? Because we're the creators, and nobody really, you know, asks what we want to do with these type of things, you know what I mean? But shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. This joint is called My Teenage Years by, who's this by? Lexi Grace. Let's take a listen to it. That track is gone. That was submission number 819. We're going into submission number 820. And this is, you know, D minor. If Milli Vanilli had used it back in the day, they probably would have lasted longer. Folks be able to, these folks just upload this like the way that is. Yeah, it gets a little tricky, man. Like, you know, like once we listen to that stuff like that, it kind kind of bogs my mood. Kind of bogs my mood, man. Shout out to everybody jumping in the live. Send it there. Style Biz, what up? Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. Submitting these songs. We're going to be on for this a little bit longer. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. The joke is that the artist's gonna have to get the sample rights, but at least you know that it will clear. That's part of the thing that I like the most. Like, if you're going to sample music that has to deal with clearing samples, at least you have to realize that there's a baseline for it to be cleared. So if they've cleared it in the past for people like Tupac, who can be the most gangster of the gangster in some cases, even though this particular song isn't that way, that it can be cleared, and it's been cleared, on multiple occasions. Now the question is, how much are you going to pay to clear it? Or how much of the song are you going to have to give up? Now that's a different kind of question, right? We're not sure on that, but in terms of it being cleared, that it already has a precedent for it being cleared. So if I'm going to lean on samples, and I really don't lean on samples like this anymore unless really requested, right? So it has to be kind of requested in certain terms, like somebody particular has to ask for it. Hint, hint, wink, 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 right? If they're not asking for us to use a particular sample outright, we stay away from it, because in our career we've understand that sample clearance can go either way. And in the case of, say, like for example, the Game record, we had a record that we recorded with the Game. It's called Never Be Friends, and of course it was for the documentary album. And he recorded the record, and it had an Aerosmith sample in it. And at the time, that Aerosmith sample was being utilized for a commercial for, I believe, either it was Chrysler or GMC, one of the two. But it was a commercial with Eminem with the Aerosmith's record, and it was called the Dream On record. And because they were licensing that for that commercial campaign, they wouldn't clear it for any other use at the time. So that put us in a position where we had to basically rework that record, remove samples and do all kind of weird stuff. And then by the time we actually got around to getting it to a degree, those things got removed. And then we wind up having a different type of rendition on it. And then that winds up going on to the documentary DVD, but too late to go on the actual album. Stone Cold, what up? Yeah, man. So imagine, missing. We still were able to kind of get the record placed on the documentary DVD, but imagine it being placed on the actual, it's still part of the album package, so you still wind up getting the plaque and credits and all of that, but at the same time, that could have been on the album, you know what I'm saying? Without having all that hassle, in terms of having to deal with samples. So, and I got more nightmare stories, man. I got a lot of nightmare stories with samples with Raekwon. A lot of nightmare samples situations with those. So, for people who ask me, what's up with the samples? Like, very, very rarely am I using samples from, like established artists, because one, I don't want to give up my entire shirt for the song, right? Because most cases, these guys are taking 50% of the song off top or more, right? In some cases, they want all of the song, right? So imagine you rework a record and bring a record back to life. It goes like that, you know what I mean? It says, am I going to react to all 1,800? Well, you see, I'm at 820. I'm at 821. I'm at 821. You know what I'm saying? So, I get on night after night. We try to listen to as much as we can listen to in the time frame that we're on. You know what I'm saying? For folks who trying to skip the line, they can do that. For folks who are doing thrones, right? If there's, say, for example, you're doing a throne, or if you're doing a headliner on SoundSearch, if you're doing the top tier skip, I think I'm going to start considering, for those particular artists, depending on how these artists are sounding, and if their artists are sounding like they're up to speed, like we may start throwing in some like, some beat licenses to see what folks can come up with. You know what I mean? He said, y'all don't realize how committed I've been to the reviews. It's because the review process, Kaz, man, the review process, man. What I've learned about this review process, man. Yeah, like what I've learned about this review process, Kaz, and when I see like Big Riz tell me that, he connected with certain artists and he was able to get some music on certain artists that, that we love and we like. It really shows me like, okay, this is what the system needs, man. Like, one, we're finding new producers. New producers are getting into our group. Two, we're finding new artists. There are a lot of new artists that I think are really dope, that really have a lot of potential, that give us the ability to kind of, really develop these artists. Like low key, if you guys are really peeping what I'm doing, if you guys are really peeping game, peep game are really what I'm doing here. One, we're training folks on the music business. We're getting folks to be, music business literate. Like that's probably the most important thing for me. The next thing is that we're actually developing certain artists, because some guys, they go away, they take the feedback, they bring the records back, and they make for us to listen again. We're literally doing artist development here, guys, for some of my folks. So we're doing artist development. We're looking for new talent. We're finding folks from the ground up, right? Then my guys who are like, emerging producers, my guys are being able to connect with these artists. They're able to help build their catalogs. They're helping to basically network with new artists, right? Like this is the most important thing. You're networking with new artists, right? You're meeting them here, and then you're networking with them, and you're building those relationships with these artists, right? Listen, it's just a matter of time before somebody really, really pop. It's really just a matter of time. The question is, are you able to wait long enough? Are you in it? Are you really in it to see it really happen? That's really the question, because the talent is going to be the talent. The folks that are really good, you ain't going to be able to stop those folks. You're not going to be able to stop them. You're going to hear the music. It's going to make your hair stand up. You're going to be like, damn, that shit fire. And if I think it's fire, how many other people going to think it's fire? People going to think it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is that if there's enough of us that like something and share it, it gives it a chance to go even further. You know what I'm saying? That's really the case of it. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. It's about really networking and really getting this thing going. So I'm trying to, just getting in the right room. And what we're trying to do here with this, man, is we're trying to nurture a community of this, man. Like, so you got to think about it. Like, you think about it in the long haul and think about what we're really trying to create. Like, we're really trying to create that network of folks that I can say, yo, Kaz, I need you on this. Stone Cold, I need you on this. You know what I'm saying? Riz, I need you on this. Deuce, I need you on that. You follow? Like, we'll get to a point where it'll be like, yo, this is going on, guys. Send me this. Right? If y'all follow the homie Stallone Hard Work, he one of those guys. I say, yo, I need something. He sends it to me. Boom, I put it in the movie form. Like, he could tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making it up. He could talk to it for you. Like, this is what it becomes for people who are ready. You know what I'm saying? And when the opportunity supports, when we crack the door open, we kick it down, man. Coach J is one of my day ones. He know what it is. You know what I'm saying? For the BX. You know what I'm saying? So, they can attest to it. So, at the end of the day, I just think folks are not really taking advantage of the forum. You know what I'm saying? And I keep trying to tell them to take advantage. Can you imagine? You know what I'm saying? Take advantage. You know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised how many people are not taking advantage of the production. Even if say for example, you don't really like, 50 Cent always say this shit. He say, yo, when he's in the room with a new producer, it don't matter what they play him first, he always records it. It don't matter what he records. It don't matter what they give him. He records it because he respects the fact that they are who they are. So he does his best to record what they give him. You follow? So just imagine, I'm reaching out to guys who are like, on their way or whatever, and I'm like, yo, I got something for you. I sent something for you, and then guys are kind of like, they're on the fence. Like, you don't have the ability to be on the fence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have the ability to be on the fence, right? Because, we're the ones who have the legacy in this business. You don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to take what we're giving you, per se, especially if we're not going to like heavily charge you or charge you at all. And you're supposed to leverage the connection, leverage the network, leverage the name. Hello? That's what you're supposed to do. And get yourself into next areas. That's what I don't understand what folks are not doing here. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you're not leveraging it the way you're supposed to leverage it. So, I just say that to let folks know that, y'all can take it as y'all will. You can do with it what you want. But I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm talking it over and over again. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Shout out for the people who are really taking advantage of the opportunities. Shout out to the folks who are jumping into the Future Producer Society. Shout out to everybody that's jumping onto the Sound Surge, right? Because this is where the bread is going to really start to become buttered here. For folks who are paying attention, this is going to be the place where new music is going to be discovered. And don't say I didn't tell you. Just make sure that you understand that. Make sure you are submitting your music. And if you're becoming a curator here, I would suggest that, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like, yo, host your lives, see how it feels, you know what I'm saying, take some music, listen to some joints, just get used to the system of queuing and get used to the system of listening to songs, skipping and, favoriting songs and just kind of getting used to the portal, etc. Shout out to Lonnie Lyle. He got I'm Broke Baby on top of here. It looked like he's been getting a good amount of listens. So then shout out to everybody that's been jumping into the live and doing their thing. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. I'm getting ready to jump out of here. everybody jumping in the live, man. I'm about to get up out of here. But before I go, we're going to listen to this guy, Logan, On Me.
If it takes me forever, I'll shower you and go. I'm gonna give you one until the day I go. I'll always be by your side. You can put it all on me. When you're feeling down like you're running out of time, you can lay it out on me. Even when we don't make sense, right there with you. Call on me. You can lay it out on me, yeah. Put it all on me. You wonder how I make it look easy. Had to cut the call for a reason, believe it. I had to disappear for a season. I had to tip the scales like a Libra. Turn it black and white like a zebra. Pick and choose how we posted on this side. If you fucking with me, then you gotta decide. No space in my circle on the inside, but they come and go.